Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Aetherdrift Draft here on the channel. Huge shout out to Wizards of the Coast for their free preview account in this early access event so I can get this recorded for you early. We're going to go pick by pick, play by play, talk through everything so you know what to do when you draft this format yourself. If you want more of a draft guide type overview, I do have one of those on my channel already where I go through top commons, archetypes, and things like that. Okay, so our rare is Gas Guzzler, which is a nice early creature that can come down, start the engines early, and then attack pretty well as a 2-powered creature, and then sacrifice stuff in the mid to late game, so that's pretty reasonable. I think it's worse in a black-red deck than Gastel Thrillseeker, but starting with a gold card, which means multicolored, is pretty risky. So those are two options. There's also Plow Through as a way to use your big green creatures to kill something on the cheap or just kill a vehicle. I think Canyon Vaulter is also pretty nice for sending your vehicles to the skies, making them really hard to deal with. And then Stock Up is just a great card advantage spell, but maybe a little bit slow for this set. We'll have to see. I don't think any of the commons really compare to these options. Like, I would honestly take this over any of the commons. But Ride's End is reasonable. I think I'm going to take the Canyon Vaulter. I think that card's pretty good, and it's monocolored, and it gives me a lot of flexibility. It just fits into any deck pretty well. There's enough vehicles running around. Okay, so because obviously I'd rather pair it with a red deck or a green deck, because that's where you're going to have mounts and vehicles and stuff like that. But it's just good in any deck, because white inherently has vehicles. Fang Guardian is a really good card as well. Just lets you enter, buff one of your creatures, and win combats, hopefully. So that's a pretty good card to have as an option. There's also like Scurryfoot, which is not like crazy, but it's an early creature that can chip in for damage and then make a 3/3 later. And then there's Nimblethopterist as a 4-drop that makes a Thopter, helps you stabilize by getting 2 bodies for 1 card. But it does put me into the color combo that's probably the worst with my Canyon Vaulter. Duretti's pretty tough to use, I think. And then Collision Course is maybe the best white card, though you have to have a lot of permanents in play. I think I'm going to take the Fang Guardian. I think this set's pretty conducive to attacking a lot of the time, and Canyon Vaulter and Fang Guardian both lean in that direction. Okay, so now there is a Thundering Broodwagon, so more slow card, good value play for a black-green deck, though I'm not sure how much I want to be in a black-green deck currently. I want to be kind of attacking on the front foot a lot of the time, it feels like. There's a Ride's End to go with the Canyon Vaulter, also good against early aggression. Sabotage Strategist, so we're seeing some blue Sabotage Strategist, like makes it harder to attack you. Flood the Engine is a nice blue removal spell. So those are two options as well. I'm kind of leaning towards the Strategist or the Flood the Engine over just taking a Ride's End. I could see Strategist being a good pick. We almost took a blue card last pack with the Nimblethopterist. I think I'll take the Strategist, though there's also Hazard of the Dunes. I'll take the Strategist for now. We'll see how it plays out. Now there is Midnight Mauler as a defensive 2-drop for maybe a blue-white artifacts deck. I don't really want to take Ether Siphon, even though it maybe is good in a control deck, especially in Sealed. In Draft, it just feels like if you tap out on turn 3 and don't affect the board at all, you're in trouble. Rover Blades, Double Strike can be reasonable. Swiftwing Assailant. This guy, I don't mind the Ticket Tortoise even. Ripclaw Wrangler's good value. I kind of just want to take the Midnight Mangler, though. I just took a blue card. Getting my defenses set up seems pretty good. There's also Veloheart Bike, life gain, ramp. I don't think I'm going to go into black for just Ripclaw Wrangler currently. Blue is seeming open. Hellish Sideswipe. Pretty cheap interaction if you can find something to sacrifice to it. Also Spot Cycle Scouter. Sky Streak Engineer as a defensive 2-drop. There's the Ketradon. We could be just playing a blue-green deck. This is like a graveyard payoff card that gains you some life to help you stabilize. I'm not sure I want to go for Hellish Sideswipe just yet. I kind of want to take the Ketradon, honestly. Nice top-end card. There's also the Crash and Burn, but I think Ketradon's a pretty good card. And even though blue, this would get me deeper into blue, I don't love it in this particular type of strategy. I'd rather have like cheap artifacts and stuff. Okay, so now there's another Midnight Mangler. So another cheap artifact that can become a like crewed up later. There's also Loxodon Surveyor. Start my engines. Get me a little bit of turn the corner power, maybe. Dredger's Insight. I'm not really a graveyard deck. I'm just going to take another Midnight Mangler, I think. I could still be an artifact strategy. I think Loxodon's fine, too. Okay. Lotus Guard Disciple. So this can be a nice little life gain swing. There's also Roadside Assistant. So I can make that like a 1/1 that gives one of my big things +1/+1 in lifelink. I kind of like the Disciple, though. I could play blue-white artifacts. Maybe. I have a couple artifacts early for setup. This card could go well with my artifacts I already have, but I think the Disciple's better. Country Roads is reasonable. This card seems like a good card in a racing situation, which a lot of the games have felt like. Okay, I'll take the Strategist now. Maybe I was just supposed to take the Aura, but it feels risky to take an Aura when a lot of my creatures are kind of small. This is just another Sabotage Strategist, I think. And now, because I've taken the 2 Midnight Manglers, I think I can afford to take Stock Up, which is just a huge amount of card advantage. There's also a Ketradon, but Stock Up is a lot of selection. If I find like a good rare, I could be really in good shape. 3 Manglers is tempting, though. I just already have 2 of them, and I feel like I can get more of them if I've seen so many already. And the Thopterist came back. Blue is super open, and I feel like I'm trying to draft a good defensive blue deck right now, so we'll see if we can get that to work. Yeah, we get another Mangler. I'm just going all Manglers. I do think Hazard of the Dunes is a good card, but the Mangler is super important to my strategy, especially because I took the Stock Up. I need to just make sure I can always have my defenses up. I already have enough 4-drops. And now I get a Ticket Tortoise over the Magmakin. I'm going to be really good for an artifacts deck, I think. We'll go green over black here. So we're set up. Ooh. Are we going loot? Are we looting? So we could go for a splash deck. Like blue, green, splash, red for loot. I mean, totally seems doable. There's also Pothole Mole, but I think loot is really good. Seems worth it to try. I mean, it's also just a cool mythic rare. I love trying those early on, as anyone who's watched my stuff knows. Pothole Mole, maybe Migrating Ketradon will come back. We were trying to go a little bit blue-white artifacts maybe, but white wasn't even that open. And now we have loot, so we kind of got a direction. Okay, this card's pretty sweet in the right spot, but I don't think we're in that spot. There's a... So this can get an artifact for 4 mana or 5 mana. This is not an artifact. It's a Beast Noble. And we have Stock Up to help find it. I'm really tempted to just take Swiftwater Cliffs here. It helps with my splash. It gains me a life. Bounce off. Repurposing Bay doesn't do much. I'm not going to be going into the artifacts deck. Haunt the Network would have been good with my Dredge Manglers maybe, but we're just going to take Swiftwater Cliffs here. Over Broken Wings. Over Stampeding Scurryfoot as well. Rocketeer Chief. Only to activate abilities. So it's like a 2-drop. I don't really want to splash that. I think I'm just going to take an easy roadside blowout here. We can bounce something and draw a card. And if they start off with a 1-drop, we can just bounce it and draw the card immediately to like stop their fast starts. I wouldn't mind a Surveyor. I wouldn't mind a Loxodon. I would probably take the Loxodon over the Ghost. And I might even take Starting Column over those, but blowout is huge for us. With loot, having a way to dig 4 more for it seems pretty reasonable. We're just going to be digging turbo looting here. This card's great. We're just going to keep taking it. Blue is wide open in this draft. Canyon Vaulter and Lotus Guard Disciple once again hitting the deck. Honestly, I might play this Dredger's Insight. It's like a digs for my loot. I will take Flood the Engine now. Wouldn't mind that card. I'm not going to play any colorless lands in my splash deck. Flood the Engine's a nice kill spell. Just getting every blue card I could want. So there's Hole Drifter for more card advantage. There's Howler's Heavy as a cycler. I'm very tempted to take that. There's also Scrap Compactor. I don't think I need that right now, though. I don't think I want to take the Hole Drifter right now. I'd rather just take Howler's Heavy. Get a cheap card advantage, like, card filtering kind of thing. Midnight Mangler or Wild Roads. I think I'm just going to keep taking Manglers and then try to build a deck that has a bunch of Manglers and then wins the late game. 2 mana 0/8. Honestly, sign me up. I think this card does exactly what I want. Don't want Stall Out. I think I'll take Scrap Compactor now. This is a 1 mana deal 3, kind of. You pay 1 and then you pay 3 to use it. I don't need just a random big guy, I don't think. Transit Mage. So if I get a good artifact that costs 4 or 5, I can find it. Or I could take Bounce Off. Or I could take Keen Buccaneer. I'm going to take Transit Mage. I could see myself getting a good artifact that I want. This guy Wield, sure thing. I guess I could still be a white deck, but I just don't have a reason to. I've just got my loot in this land. I guess I don't really have a great reason to be green either. Nice. Yeah. I feel like I'm not doing the best job hovering over the cards, but this card is a 3/3 that has the exile from your graveyard, draw a card text if you can start your engines. So I'll just pan over cards while we wait so you can hopefully read them. But yeah, this is card advantage. Bounce spell, draw a card. Really not in the market for the Raceway. This is evasive guy that can get my engines going. Removal spell. 2 mana 0/8. I feel like I've got the early defenses on lock. If I was going artifacts, Voyage Home would be good. I have a good number of early artifacts. It gets me a lot of card advantage. This card's also messed up. Molt Tender as a ramp effect. Gosh, do I want to splash white as well? I already don't have good fixing for the splash I'm doing. I'm just going to take the Nimble Thopterist. This card's messed up, though. If you need speed for stuff, which I don't really need it. This is some fixing. But I don't really want to take it here. Kind of want to take this Dunes card. Just a big creature. Over Beast Rider Vanguard. I guess I already have plenty of 4-drops. Yes! Mu Yangling is fantastic. This is a great pickup. I already have flyers too. Like I have Thopters, I can play this. Hit them with a Thopter, draw a card immediately. This card's also pretty solid. I do have to pass the land though. Sad. So normally I would take the strategist number 3. But I already have 2 strategists. And I don't have good fixing for this loot right now. Whereas if I take this, then it lets me play an extra mountain currently. And that would be pretty good. Starting columns would be reasonable. I would play that. And run over would be good too. But I'm just going to take the land. This is a pretty good rare, I think. You can fill your graveyard. But I'm not playing a double black card. there's another Mangler, or I could take a Venom Sac Lagak as a Death Toucher. I think I'll go for the variety play here. I already have one of these guys. Getting a Death Toucher seems reasonable. I'm already splashing, but I don't think I want to splash with this guy. Activate ability or cast an artifact. So it lets me play loot and activate it immediately. Or I can use this guy. I'll try this dude, maybe. Actually, I'll just keep taking the strategist. I think it's a pretty good card. Perfect. I was hoping to get this. Starting column. Nice. Adds mana of any color. Actually, I love the Pothole Mole, though. I'm just going to take this. I think it's better. For my deck right now. I would love Pothole Mole, though, in general. Guidelight Matrix. Target vehicle becomes a feature. Becomes an artifact creature. Could take Ether Siphon. Honestly, kind of want to try it. This card's horrific. This card's unbelievable. I can't believe it's still in the pack. Whoa. We'll see if we can get that to work. Nice. Okay. Interesting deck to build here. Maybe an 18 land deck. I think I'll only play one of these. 2 mountains. Maybe I can get away with 1. That gives me 8 green sources. 9 blue sources. Maybe I can do 2. This gives me 6, 7, 8 blue, 8 green, 3 red, and the mana base plus this is a mana source. So let's just cut all the bad cards. Cut that guy, cut the Use Patrol. I have so many mana sinks here. I can probably cut the Surveyor. Transit Mage, never found any targets. Glitch Ghost. Kind of like the Ticket Tortoise, honestly. I don't need the Writer's Insight. It is a dig for 4, but I don't have any other ways to exile stuff in my graveyard, so not what I want to be spending my mana on. So this is my build right now. I'm kind of not really a combat trick deck, so I don't think I need the Howlers heavy. This is also kind of a combat trick, but I think it's just a much better card. 8, 15, 16, 17. Plus this is like 18 lands almost. I don't know if I need the Ticket Tortoise, but it can always like crew up a Mangler. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 2-drops. I honestly think that might be okay, given the way this format has played out so far. 10 2-drops. And those ones are mana sink ones. I think I need to keep my removal spell. Yep, this is tough. I'm going to cut the 2 Vanguards. I don't think I need the Slick Imitator either. So that gives me 5, 6, 7 2-drops. Kind of want to add an 8th one. But I don't know what I'd cut. I kind of like all these expensive cards. Yeah, I'm just going to run 7 2-drops and hope it's good enough. But yeah, we're going to see if we can get loot to work. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 3.5. No, I just want to be able to use it more often. Yep. 8/8. I actually don't really need as much green. That's way better, yeah. So 7 green. Seems more reasonable. I could even just cut my Venom Sac-Lagac for this guy because I want all blue 2-drops. But we'll just run it like this. This is exciting stuff. We're going to play 4 games, but if they're tied 2-2, I'm going to play a 5th game as a rubber match. We'll have to see if we need to make changes after the first game, though. Maybe my deck won't be able to win. Maybe my deck will win too easily and I'll need to nerf it. We'll have to see. Perfect mana. Perfect. We did it. On the draw, but if they have a 1-drop, we can bounce it, which is huge. Like, that's actually such a relevant part of this card right now. And this card seems okay. We have plenty of card advantage. Okay, so we can get this thing down. I'm interested to see how the Kaelorna does. Sure. Can play my 0/8. Then next turn I can go starting column, roadside blowout this thing. If I want to roadside blowout it. I might just roadside blowout the token once they use it. Because the 2/2 is useless against this. And otherwise they'll just play this and then get the token anyway later. I'm not in any hurry to kill them. Feeling pretty glad I kept all 3 copies of this guy. And my card advantage engines. This could be a pretty good like control deck in this format, I feel like. I go up the board pretty easily. I have nice flyers to chip through. Rocketeer Chief, sure. So they can activate this. They can maybe kill this guy. They're playing a lot of colors, it looks like. Scrounging Stingray. I'm going to probably have to kill that with this. Though it depends on how many ways they have to discard. And then next turn, we mangle. I could also save this to bounce the Stingray if it gets too big, but then they cycle it away. I don't know why they're doing that now. I could have attacked into this, but they had 1 red mana up and I didn't want them to cycle. Just kill my guy. Maybe that's too cowardly. Especially because I kind of want to get rid of this thing to draw 2 and discard 1. You got to know when to be a coward, though, sometimes. I know I could technically, like, eat that thing, but I also don't take any damage from it hitting me. And they wouldn't do that if they didn't have, like, a combat trick or something. So, first things first. Let's kill this guy. I don't know if I want to flood the engine that thing. I kind of do, though. It's my only removal spell, but I feel like they have a combat trick to make this guy unable to attack into it. Then again, maybe I'm just playing scared again. I feel like I'm good on the ground with my 0-8, though, for a while. And my 3-3. So I really only care about flyers, and this thing's about to get big. This is a close battle. Yeah, they did have the combat trick. I knew it. Oh, what a draw. Still just going to go for this, though. Four-turn clock. And keep playing my lands because I have this card draw spell now. So even if I'm going to do a draw 2 discard 1, I might have another land by then. And I have a lot of expensive stuff in my deck. Like find loot, play loot, activate loot is a lot of mana. It's like 9 mana and I have it right now if I draw a land. Okay, they can give something trample. It's kind of funny. My 08 has just completely shut them down combined with 1 Midnight Mangler. 2 Manglers would have had a very similar effect. If you're going to put this card in your deck, you have to make sure you have the late game because it does not contribute on the offensive boards. It's a defensive star. Okay. They're going to kill my guy now. Their punch spell. Do they have a punch spell is the other question. 6. We're speeded up. Take the blowout. And the venom. You can only bounce your opponent's stuff. I could have like tried to draw a card, discard a card. I'm just gonna keep this thing for now though. I got plenty of blockers. That's a great draw. I guess I can, yeah. So the reason I'm bouncing this now is because if they have a punch spell, they don't have a big enough creature to kill my 5/5. So like they draw that, they have to like play this guy, level him up, and then they still can't actually kill it. Sure. That is another way to do that problem solve. But I had a backup. Always have a backup strategist. They must have just drawn this. They would have cast this way earlier, I feel like. They're also kind of a... This is kind of a slow game. Like, even outside of the spells that have been cast. Oh, I guess, did they have the mana to get all this going? 2, 6 because of this guy. Yeah, they could have punched it anyway. Oops. Got there. Nicely done. Ah, control is back. All it takes is a 2-mana 0/8, which is one of the most staggering stat lines I've ever seen in my life, by the way. I saw that card. I was like, what am I seeing? Like the first time I saw it when I was just reading through the card list. It's like, that is monstrously big. I mean, there's a 2-mana 3/3 in this set, but a 2-mana 0/8 is just so many stats. Just embarrassing Wall of Mist, which is a 2-mana 0/5 that has Defender. The 0/8 can attack if it gets some counters on it or some jazz like that. It is a problem. And as you saw, my opponent just couldn't get anything going right there. My gosh. Oh my gosh, perfect mana again, and the loot, and the scrap compactor. The only problem is we're on the draw, but this hand's hopefully good enough. Engine rat. Oh, never mind. Never good enough. Not even close. We're so dead. We're so... No, hopefully. Just kidding. But my gosh. We're terrified. They didn't have a max speed card. That's huge. And now we have the strategist. We're chilling. Oh my gosh. Natural Tron for both players. Oh, they're cold ripping it. Oh, they don't get there. Got him. Oh my gosh. Cancel. Gonna get rid of the rat. Bit of insurance, it can crew this thing up. If I kill it on their turn, they can crew in response. Yep. Guide light. Whoa. That was kind of quick. Easiest block of my life. Just trying to stay alive. Oh. So they get back the The fairy, okay. So I might have to deal with the fairy that way. Loot's going to come down and draw me 3 cards, though. I'm just going to play this guy. It'll buy me some time, hopefully. I'll take 2 from this. I have taken 5. Okay. Just what I was hoping for. They tapped out pre-combat. So I'm going to block that guy. Gonna keep a chump blocker in reserve for that guy later. I just hope they don't have something. Oh. We're toasted. Never mind. This card's messed up. Hugely in life there. Let's just hope that works. We're so dead if they have any creature, but you know. Yep, they got me. Oh, that's tough. Oh, man. We were really close to getting him, I think. Just so much damage right off the bat. I probably just had to play the loot and have it in play for a turn. Gosh, the turn where I went for the 4/2, where I went for this Fang's Guardian, maybe I could have played loot, used its mana to do this play, but then they would have had this thing in play, and I wouldn't have been able to answer it because they didn't play that until the end. But maybe if I play loot, drawing 3 won't help. Like I could have chump blocked and drawn 3, or blocked. They would have had the 2/2 vehicle or whatever. I think I mostly played that game pretty well. That big card, that there was that one turn where they hit me for an extra 4 damage because it buffed up both of their flyers, and that 4 damage was the difference maker. Because otherwise I would have been able to stabilize that game. Because as you saw, my life total was at a pretty reasonable level, and then they buffed up all their creatures with +2/+2. That card, by the way, has felt really good both times I've seen it. So, yeah. But 1-1, not the worst. And we didn't even have our craziest draw. I feel like we maybe could have used a 2-mana 0/8. We'll keep this bad boy. I'm glad that I have more islands in this deck because I always want them. We're cruising. I see. Now I've got my blocker lined up. Maybe it was an aggressive attack. Maybe I was supposed to just try to trade or whatever. Sure. Okay. This card's also been really annoying. I'm gonna have to flood the engines this guy. Oh yeah, now I will especially have to do that. I just need to draw one of my flyers, honestly. I'm super toasted otherwise. I can hold the ground for days, which I guess maybe is a problem in my deck. I can't deal with flyers as well. Like, they can never get through on the ground, ever. Play a land. Yes. Why would it tap my blue mana? Gosh darn it. I always wait till the bitter end to chump block. So punished. Yeah, I'm about to lose. Jeez Louise. I will say, this guy has been way better than I thought he'd be. Mr. Glider. Honestly, Mu Yangling might have saved me. Though, then again, too little too late, probably. It was close, though. If I had just had another island, I would have been able to have a... I think they're forgetting that this thing has an extra piece of text. They could have used that, I think, last turn. That's a weird attack. Okay. Can I win if I just jump? I don't think so. I actually have to, because otherwise, like, they can just make their guy into a 3/4 or whatever. I have no idea what's happening. I'm so dead. They could have done that last turn. I need to find one of my blue bounce a 1-drop things and draw that into something else. This doesn't have flying. Am I just dumb? I think I was acting as if it had flying this whole time. It can gain flying. Untap creatures you control. Oh, I thought it was creatures or artifact. Oh my gosh, I actually could win this game. Oh my gosh. Reading the card explains the card. I'm in the game. I might actually be winning. I'm at 3. I just shrank down both these attackers to no longer be lethal. I've got a chump blocker for this guy. It doesn't have trample. Got 2 chump blockers, actually. Okay. So now they can have their guy take to the skies. Hmm. So they can block 1, take 4. Maybe I'm just dead now. I'm just trying to kill them because they can have Lightning Strike in their deck, which is a common and deals 3. Yes! We emerged victorious! I can't believe we won the game. I kept thinking my opponent was being silly, but I just didn't understand how their guy worked, because it's similar to a different card that could tap artifacts or creatures. Oh my gosh, we got the win! Control! Oh my gosh, we're 2-1. We're heading into the final round. Unless we lose, and then we play a 5th rubber match decider. My gosh, I was going to say control is terrible. We can't win. I mean, even though we lost to, like, a deck that was not more controlling. No, we lost to that artifact flyer thing. My gosh. We don't have a lot of removal, which is the problem. But I feel like we've kind of got this. That Mu Yangling was so clutch. But we kind of got these artifacts on lockdown. Like, oh my gosh. What a build. Let's go. So clutch, honestly. We were playing very defensive. Ooh, we get to see how the Ether Siphon looks now. And we're on the draw with our Tortoise. We'll keep it. Getting a treasure is no joke. Whoa. That was pretty cool. I'm not in a rush. I'll get my little treasure. Every little thing matters. Oh, you dodged a bullet, Tortoise. You literally dodged a bullet. Oh my gosh. I'm so toasted. Oh my gosh. Never mind. I'm the greatest. My only removal spell. Just in time. I don't understand how everyone's playing like 3 colors. Oh my gosh. I can never win. I can never beat this card. Just what the heck? This just makes 10 mana of any color. They also just get to draw a bunch of cards if they want. I can't attack them. I'm going to have 6 mana next turn. And 2 4-drops, which is super awkward. This would be a good time to draw one of my... Gosh. This card is messed up. I just don't know how I'm supposed to beat this card. It's so much value. Unless mill. It's kind of funny because this would draw 2 cards, which would mill them 4. And if they're drawing a bunch of cards with the Ether Spark, maybe I could get them. Oh my gosh. I really don't want them to just attach the Ether Spark to that guy. Actually, I kind of do want that. Yep, just draw 2 more. Why not? If I draw a land, I can get rid of the Ether Spark, which I don't think is good enough anymore, but I can do it. I actually don't think it's good enough. I'd have to go for something else. Build up my speed and get the mill win. This thing's going to kill Far Fortune. Because I could have killed this thing and then attacked it and buffed this thing. Do they have the indestructible combat trick? If they don't have a single creature, it would be comical. If I draw my loot, I could maybe work something out. See what I shall see. Gotta take that guy, and I think I gotta take the Ketradon. Please cash in your Ether Spark to draw 2 more cards. Gosh. That hurt. If they lose this game, something's gone terribly wrong. They've drawn... Actually, I mean, how am I... Oh, I've got this thing for card advantage. The Ether Spark has been messed up, though. Put up some counters on things. How close am I to milling them out? Oh. Creature or vehicle. Huh. So I can let them add 10 mana of any one color. We ride. Here we go. Oh, this is so exciting. We're just going to try and get the card to beat him. They're going to add 10 mana. We're at 8. This is actually insane. If we draw loot on our turn, we draw loot, play loot for 5, activate loot to draw 3. We'll have drawn 4 cards that turn, so they'll have milled 8. Then we activate this thing to draw 2 more. They'll have milled 12. Okay, it's understandable that they had a kill spell. Am I dead? Doesn't look like it. If they have a kill spell, I lose. $14. Bulwark Ox. Sure. 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 Maybe instead of playing this, I was supposed to... Sure. Sure. I'm still alive. No. Honestly, I almost beat this card. I was much closer than my opponent probably thought I was. I mean, they drew like 10 cards or something. Oh, man. I was kind of close. Sneaky close. But we're 2-2, so that means I'll play one more game with this deck. And we'll try to get a winning record with my control deck. Pretty sweet. It's a pretty sweet deck. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun. I'm having fun with it. Having a nice time. Let's get the win here. Let's secure a 3-2. Let's go. Are we on the play? Yes, we are. Our ticket tortoise has been mediocre. But, man, we won that one game we had no right to. We almost won that last game we had no right to. I say almost. I'm being a bit aggressive there. But, this is the card we want. We would love a mountain. And this guy, maybe? Or maybe just, yeah, Fang Guardian. I would love another island. I would have taken an island over a mountain there, I think. I'll take it. We're setting up our Fang Guardian. Oh my gosh, thank goodness they milled that guy. That guy's messed up. That's why you block first. So if they do have a kill spell, you at least stop the damage. Okay, Ticket Tortoise is online now. The 3/3 holds back the 2/3 and can draw me a card with Mu Yangling, so that's why I'm doing it this way. Sure. Not having double blue is tough. I did add that extra island over the forest, but you're still going to have games like this. This treasure is going to be a big difference because Mu Yangling should be able to help me out here. If they activate this, I'm actually okay with that. Normally, I don't like it when my opponents get value, but I'm going to get value too. Sure, I can bounce that at some point in the future. I don't need to do it now. I'm so dumb. That guy has reach. Whoops. It would be sad to lose because of getting a little bit stuck on land, but that's how it goes sometimes. Oh, that card's messed up. Card is incredibly messed up, actually. There's a land, but it's the wrong color. I'm just going to have to cycle this guy, I think. I just desperately need another island. Sure. Gosh. If I had another... Oh, man, this game is New plan. I'm not cycling this. I'm going to try to draw a land to play it. Mu Yangling is going to die here. She's going to trade for the AI. I'm going to double block there. Take 6. They're killing my 3/3. It's a bit of a shock. Hmm. No, they do kill the Mu Yangling. That makes sense. Big draw. Got there. They have no cards left. I'm totally in this. Like, I need them to draw a land this turn, I think. Like, this is the key turn. I can kill the Vanguard next turn. I can kill Vanguard, bounce one of their 3/3s. Whiff, 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 whiff. Yeah. Okay, that's about as close to a whiff as you can get. This 2/2 is gonna have to die. I was just thinking in my head. I was like, why don't I just say it out loud? I'm basically planning my next turn. I'm gonna play this guy and kill their 2/2. I think that should give me the best chance of surviving till the future turn. I'm also thinking that if this thing attacks, I want to crew this up and double block with my 3/1 and my 3/2 vehicle, so I can have a 6/6 unopposed. Because I'm gonna win in this guy. Yep. This guy is also going to be super useful for just finding me the cards I need. But I do have to shut down their card advantage. I wish I could have killed this guy, but... Kill that guy. There's the island I've kind of needed for a while. This game's close. Still teetering on the brink. Because I do have 6 creatures, essentially. I only have 3. That's why I really wanted to get this guy into play. If I draw a land, I can go up to a bunch of creatures. If they attack all that, I'm probably dead. It probably means they have something. Nice. Okay, loot. Don't get greedy now, loot. You got your mana rebate. Because if they had a kill spell, I was basically dead. I mean, I could have... Yeah, I want to get my loot down. If they kill the loot now, at least I got this guy out and they didn't use a kill spell on it. Because now this thing can't attack because they can't kill this thing because they have to kill loot. But if they kill this thing, then they would have killed that anyway. Next turn I'm drawing 3. They have 18 cards, I have 19. How am I going to chip in to get this thing to win me the game? I have to get to max speed somehow. This thing has to die. How am I going to kill it? Loot can deal 3 to them. But I'm going to start with the Ancestral Recall mode. No big deal. Light. We're back. There's lights. Here we go. Opponent is deep in the tank. This game's crazy. You can do slow things in this format. Oh, man. This thing having reach is so annoying. It's just shutting me down. Let's just do that. They might have +4/+4 and trample for something. They have 2 of that card? Jeez Louise. Yes! Oh my gosh! We're gonna win! Get that guy out of my life. Oh my gosh. I think we got this. I think we got him. I think we're going to win. Yes! Yes! Oh my gosh. What a battle. Oh my gosh. Yes! Turning the lights on was the key. I've been in the darkness, but loot showed me the light. Oh my gosh, what a win. Let's go. 3-2. I'm glad we played that extra tiebreaker match. We won some close games there. My gosh. The stall strategy gets the win. If you made it to the end of the video, leave hashtag control in the comments section down below, or leave hashtag loot in all caps. That's actually probably a way better hashtag. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Huge shout out to Wizards of the Coast for the free preview account in this early access event so I could get this recorded for you early. I had a ton of fun with this deck, and there are definitely some sweet things you can do in this format. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.